I was working on my project when I noticed one of my motifs was missing. So after searching, I found that it had fallen on the floor and people had trodden on it, so it was in a terrible state. So I thought this is an opportunity to show you how I wash motifs. So what I do, I get a sock and I place my motifs in the sock. I put it in the washing machine and run it through an ordinary wash. The motifs are made out of cotton, so you could even boil them in theory. But I'm going to get them out and show you what they look like when they come out of the washing machine. So this is what you've got. This is the motif that I had lost. And you see it's a little rosebud. So what I do, I unfurl it. And I just stretch it gently. Don't no pulling or tugging. Pin it down. And I wait for it to dry. Once it's a little bit drier, I stretch it a little bit more. And that will dry perfectly fine. So here are a few more. I did as I needed to do them. This is a daffodil. As you can see, it doesn't look very good when it comes out of the machine. But once I pin it out, it'll be fine. When you think of it, a lot of lace was used on clothes, on underwear and nighties, on towels, and they had to wash these things and they used to come out alright. So it's a question of don't panic if a motif's stained or if any piece of lace is stained. If it's old lace, I'd be a little bit more careful because it's the mercerized cotton that helps keep it together. So don't force it, don't stretch it too much while it's still wet. Just spread it out. And just leave it dry naturally. It's quite hard when it's wet. And once it's dry, it gets a bit softer, and then you can put it in its right. So if any motif gets stained, all is not lost. The reason I put it in a sock is because they're so small they could get caught up in the drum. So I'll let these dry a bit and then I'll show you what they look like when they're dry. So here are the motifs dried. I put them out in the sun for a bit, and as you can see, they're perfect now. Here's the daffodil that would have been the hardest to dry, and it's just perfect. So as you can see, they've kind of recovered their shape. You have to make sure that they're perfectly dry before you put them away into a bag or anything, because they will go mouldy if they're not completely dry. So as you can see, you can wash your motifs and they're fine. I put them in a sock to protect them from the action of the washing machine. I've used a normal economy cycle and I've used ordinary biological washing powder. And this is the one that made me decide to wash a few motifs. This is going to go on my bib project. It was black when I put it in the washing machine and it's perfect. You wouldn't even know it's been washed. This is one that I'd missed in the sock, and as you can see it's still all curled up. So what I'll be doing with this one is pin it out so that it'll regain its shape. So if you want to wash motifs, put them either in a little bag to protect them, one of those bags that you use for underwear, or else like me, use a sock and then tie a knot at the top and pop it in the washing machine with colour fast. If you're going to wash it in your ordinary washing, make sure that what you use is colour fast, because otherwise the motifs will take on a colour.